Yo, what's up guys, DJ Hoops back with another reaction video. Today, I'm going to be reacting to a video by Rebound titled Weirdest Mysteries in NBA History. Sounded very interesting. All of his videos, I love his videos, man. He's a really entertaining content creator. Makes a lot of very interesting videos and he's very funny. Definitely subscribe to him. I already liked the video, as you guys can see right here. I already liked the video. So, this video is Weirdest Mysteries in NBA History. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm gonna get into this one.
These are the weirdest mysteries in NBA history. And first up, we got the time that the OKC Thunder had an unexplainable encounter 30,000 feet in the air. See, back in 2017, the Thunder were on a flight to Chicago.
Alright.
All of a sudden, a loud thud echoed across the cabin, and the plane started to shake unnaturally. This was not turbulence, because when the team landed just an hour later, they discovered something horrifying.
What happened?
The entire nose of their plane was completely caved in.
Oh.
Almost as if something or someone had crashed into them. So, with the players desperate for answers, Delta Airlines was forced to launch a full-on investigation. And after a few days, the only answer they could provide was the plane likely encountered a bird while on descent. Yeah.
A bird?
That theory is, when a plane hits a bird, it gets completely covered in blood. But if you look closely, there's not a single
no
speck
blood
in that entire plane. So odds are, we'll never know what truly happened to the Thunder that night. But at least this was just a one-off event, cause NBA players have been getting terrorized for years at the haunted Skirvin Hotel. See, legend has it that in the 1920s, the hotel's owner, William Skirvin, locked a maid in a room on the 10th floor, and being trapped in a tiny hotel room started to drive her insane. Eventually, she decided to throw herself out the window, plummeting over 140 feet to her death. And ever since that day, her ghost has been wandering the hotel, causing all kinds of paranormal activity. Like in 2010, when the Knicks reported hearing strange noises throughout the hotel, keeping them up all night long. Or when the Bulls stayed at the Skirvin a couple weeks later, only for Taj Gibson to see his bathroom door slam shut on its own. But as creepy as these incidents were, the scariest encounter came in 2016, when after a night of horror, Metta World Peace shared his traumatic ghost experience with the entire world, saying, "The ghost was all over me. I just accepted it. She touched me all over the place. I'm taking the ghost to court for touching me in the wrong places." Damn, now I want to visit the Skirvin. Now, as creepy as the Skirvin Hotel is, at least everyone made it home to their family. Cause the disappearance of retired NBA player Lorenzen Wright has mystified investigators.
RP to him, bro.
July 18th, 2010, 7:30
I think he
PM,
passed away.
Lorenzen Wright was visiting his ex-wife Shira in Memphis, Tennessee to help put his kids to bed. And with night swiftly approaching, he decided to step out the front door and head home. July 19th, 12:18 a.m., just 4 hours later, a haunting 911 call comes in from an unknown number at an unknown location.
Georgetown 911, where's your emergency? Hello? Hello?
July 22nd, 72 hours after the phone call, Lorenzen Wright is officially reported missing after no one had seen or heard from him in 3 days, sparking a statewide police investigation into his disappearance. And it wouldn't be until 6 days later that the world would finally get some answers. Because on July 28th, Lorenzen's body was found riddled with bullet holes, rotting in a nearby forest. This from a disappearance case up to an FBI murder investigation. Police probed the crime scene, searched Lorenzen's house, and interrogated his family and friends, desperately searching for clues. But after 7 years, nothing concrete was ever found, so it seemed like whoever murdered Lorenzen would remain a mystery forever. Until November of 2017, when the case was cracked wide open, thanks to an eerie discovery by the FBI. See, the feds found a gun at the bottom of a lake in nearby Mississippi, and this gun not only matched the bullets found in Lorenzen, but it also tracked back to a guy named Billy Ray Turner, who just so happened to be best friends with Lorenzen's ex-wife, Shira. So, with police in possession of the murder weapon and 2 prime suspects, Shira and Billy were arrested just a month later. In July of 2019, a year and a half after fighting the charges, Lorenzen's ex-wife Shira finally confessed to orchestrating the murder. But as horrifying as Lorenzen's story is, this is not the only mystery involving a dead
Rest in peace, Lorenzen, right?
Because one of the most iconic NBA video games is being haunted by the ghost of an NBA star. See, back when NBA Jam was first released in 1993, one of the playable characters was net star Drazen Petrovic.
Rest in peace as well.
A few months after the game was released, Drazen tragically died in a car accident, and ever since that fateful day, something ominous has been happening to NBA Jam. I mean, just listen to what their founder Mark Turmel had to say.
Somehow, the coin-operated game in the attract mode, when nobody's playing, would every once in a while would just call out Petrovic, Petrovic, just out of the blue, and so people caught on to that there was it felt like a haunted game, and so I don't know how that glitch could happen or what, it doesn't make any sense.
Petrovic.
Oh hell no! There's some weird stuff going on with this game. But what's even more weird is the NBA player that vanished into thin air and was never seen again. See, back in 1999, Pistons center Bison Dele retired from the NBA to pursue his lifelong dream of traveling.
I've seen this.
So he purchased a boat, named it Hakuna Matata, and spent the next 3 years sailing the Pacific Ocean. But on July 6, 2002, something went horribly wrong.
This is a sad story, man.
Brother Miles and girlfriend Serena, Bison set sail from the port of Tahiti and was never seen again.
Bro, this is a crazy story.
No one had heard from Bison in over a week. An investigation was launched by the Tahitian police, and a few days later, they learned that the Hakuna Matata was seen docking at Tahiti just days after Bison had last set sail. Problem was, the only person that got off the ship was Bison's brother Miles, and when police tried tracking him down, he was nowhere to be found. So with no leads to go off of, police decided to interrogate Miles' close friends to try and find some answers. And according to Miles' ex-girlfriend, Miles admitted to attacking Bison on the boat, which is exactly what investigators needed to hear to get a warrant for Miles' arrest. So the feds started their search, trying to hunt him down. And on September 15, 2002, they received an anonymous tip saying that Miles was spotted on a beach in Tijuana, Mexico. So police swarmed the scene, expecting to make an arrest, only to find Miles in a drug-induced coma, hanging on to life. And shortly after, he was pronounced dead. Just like that, the investigation was over, and whatever actually happened to Bison remains an unsolved mystery to this day. Now, as strange as this story was, the mysteries are only going to get weirder from here, because there's something so dark about Michael Jordan that it just might have forced him to retire from the NBA. See, in 1993, right after Jordan had won his 3rd ring, he mysteriously left the NBA with no explanation, causing fans around the world to wonder why. Well, it turns out that Jordan was hiding something scandalous. See, back in 1991, the FBI was investigating a criminal named Slim Buhler when they came across a $57,000 check made out to Slim, signed by Michael Jordan. And after some interrogation, it was revealed that the check was to pay off some gambling debt that Michael owed. Yeah, Jordan was getting mixed up with some real sketchy people, and not long after, his name popped up in another shady scenario, because police in North Carolina were investigating the murder of Eddie Dow, a notorious gambler, when they located $108,000 in checks, signed by Michael Jordan.
Bro,
and once again, Jordan admitted writing these checks because of a gambling debt. So after the second incident, the NBA opened an investigation into Jordan's gambling history to make sure nothing illegal was going on. And ultimately, they found no wrongdoing. Jordan wasn't punished, and he promised to not get involved with shady gamblers again. Until 1993, when another gambler came forward and claimed that Jordan owed him $1.2 million.
Oh my God.
In response, the NBA launched another investigation into Jordan, but this time, there was no conclusion to the investigation, because shortly after, Jordan announced his retirement, and the investigation mysteriously went away, leaving fans wondering if it was all just a part of a secret deal he made with the commissioner to avoid an NBA suspension for gambling.
You don't know.
Now, we might never know if this was true or not, but Jordan was allowed back in the league just a year later, so it didn't turn out too bad for him in the end. But I can't say the same for the Sacramento Kings, because the mystery of what happened in the 2002 playoffs cost the Kings an NBA championship. See, back in 2002, the Kings were squaring off against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, when in the fourth quarter of Game 6, with Sacramento just one win away from taking the series, something weird started happening. The referees started calling all kinds of questionable fouls on the Kings, and to make things even weirder, they also kept missing obvious fouls on the Lakers, almost as if they wanted the Lakers to win. And because of all these foul calls, the Lakers ended up shooting an NBA playoff record 27 free throws in the fourth quarter alone.
Damn.
So LA went on to win Game 6, and after the dub, people became really suspicious of the refs. The Kings coaches, NBA reporters, a politician even wrote a letter to the commissioner demanding an investigation into this. But despite the outrage, the series went back to LA, the Lakers eliminated the Kings, and the whole incident was put to rest. Until 2008. See, former referee Tim Donaghy was facing a prison sentence for illegally betting on games he officiated. Right before his sentencing, he wrote a letter saying that Game 6 between the Lakers and Kings was rigged by the refs, arguing that it was in the NBA's best interest to help the Lakers make it to another finals. And when this letter went public, the NBA's commissioner tried to silence Donaghy, saying his accusations were baseless and were a cheap attempt at getting his prison sentence lowered. So to this day, it's still unclear which side was telling the truth. But look, there's one final story that's even weirder.
Okay.
Because what if I told you that the legendary Yao Ming might have been literally created by the Chinese government?
What?
Yeah. See, in the 1950s, China saw the rising popularity of the NBA. And legend has it that they decided to try and create the next basketball superstar. So their first move was to make a national decree demanding that every woman above 5'9" and every man above 6'6" must play basketball for the country. And this one law led to the discovery of 6'3" female Feng Fengdi and 6'7" male Yao Ziwen. The two players that Chinese officials thought had the perfect genetics to create the next basketball phenom. So allegedly, China's government forced these two to marry and have a kid, giving birth to Yao Ming. And after growing twice as fast as the average kid, 13-year-old Yao was already 6'6". But it still wasn't tall enough for the Chinese government. And according to Yao's childhood doctors, they started feeding him experimental growth hormones, all in an attempt to make Yao grow even taller. And they worked, because by the time Yao became an adult, he was standing at a ridiculous 7'6", guaranteeing him a spot in the NBA, and helping the Chinese government achieve their ultimate goal of creating a basketball monster. But you know what my ultimate goal is? For you to click on this video right here. These are times NBA players lost.
Good video by Rebound. That last one was crazy. Never thought of that. I never knew about that, but hope y'all enjoyed that one. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. See y'all in the next video. I'm out. Peace.